Yes guys, welcome from me, Chase Manager 0102, the three-man game, and you'll notice I'm a little bit excited by this because it's an epic game. The conclusion of season 123, and you'll notice by the date in the corner we saved just after the mid-season, the mid-game updates, so the two updates which can sometimes take a bit of time given the fact that the game is now such a big sized file. But it actually only took about 5-10 minutes, I think, yesterday, which is pretty good. But bear in mind, I'm using a dinosaur of a PC, even though it is new. So, season 123. If you followed me on Facebook, or you're on the CN Facebook group, you'll already know what's coming here. The Premier League returned back to Old Trafford. Ian took the Premier League, and he did it in quite some fashion, to be fair. And as you can gather, runners up for me, which means yet another season with Pep outside the top two. And as you can see, what is that? That's 15 years now, I think we said. 4, 5, 10. Yeah, so 15 years out the top two from Ian, which is fucking... not Ian, from Pep, sorry, which is absolutely appalling. No, do you know what? Scrap that shit. I've got that totally wrong, haven't I? 21-34, he finished second. So scrap that. So I'll tell you what I'll do. 15 years without a title for Pep. Let's put it that way. Let's go to the FA Cup then, shall we? The FA Cup, if you haven't already seen it, you're in for a beauty. It went to the AI, Tottenham. Tottenham knocked out Ian. Tottenham knocked out Pepe, and then Southampton, and then they knocked me out. They were destined to win it. They won it on penalties in the final. And as you can see there, the last time AI won it was back in 2020. 21-20. So, and that was Tottenham then. You got to remember, right, Tottenham are a force because I used to manage them and I left them set up. So, I'll take the credit there. So, Tottenham win the FA Cup, which is quite rare for AI to win it. It really, really is. On to the champion. No, we'll go to the FA Cup for the League Cup. Sorry, the League Cup went to Ian. He did it quite convincingly. He knocked me out in the semi-finals. Pepe was knocked out earlier in the competition, and finally the Champions League. Now, bear in mind, this is an odd year. Now, what I mean by it's an odd year, it means that in December we're going to have the World Club Cup, which of course is every 2 years. Every odd year. So this was an important Champions League, and it went to, there you see, it went to me. I beat Ian in the final. The qualifiers haven't been done yet, that's why that was there. But the thing is, if it's still there, which I'm sure it is, this was crazy because Pep won the first leg against me 1-0, and then in the second leg, look at that, right? Poor bastard. So I equalised. He had Saka, which was his goalkeeper, and I equalised in the last. I missed that result in penalty. I equalised in the last minute, and then that happened. That was fucking ruthless for Pep, to be honest with you. So the Champions League remains with me, and that is. I've gone. Seems to have come away. It remains with me. That is now 3 on the spin. The record, of course, is 5 from Ian, which, as you can see, is set from 21-21 to 21-25. So we will see. If I can make an assault on that. We've all got our records here, there, and everywhere. In terms of transfers, guys, give me 1 minute. My tea's waiting for me. Right, fuck that. Right, so I haven't brought no players. This pre-season, bar one, and that guy is Ivan de la Cruz. Now I've been chasing him for quite a while. I wanted a defensive midfielder, and hopefully I've nailed the player that I want. I wanted someone solid, and it's more so someone solid to contest it. Oh, he's injured. Fuck. Shit, I didn't even see that. Mind you, if he's come through on medical, then it can't be long term. Not so much. I mean, he did well. I don't like his position, defensive midfielder striker, but he did very, very well. Might still keep him, but really to contest Nunes. it just gives me a little bit more squad depth. And that's the only player that I've purchased. Let's go to Ian. Ian's bought no one. Well, of course he hasn't bought no one, but he hasn't bought no one so far. So back in March was his last transfer, interestingly. And for Pep's bought no one so far. But he brought one player when the window opened, which was this Russian goalkeeper. What's my views on that Russian goalkeeper? He's got no handling really. He is only 18. He's got good reflexes. I don't know. We'll see how he flares up for Pep. So, like I say, we've only just turned the season update. So, in all fairness, there might still be a lot more transfers taking place. What I have done is Farina. You might remember that pacey defender I purchased. He had a real terrible start, and then he got a red card somewhere along the line. But he had a really strong finish. So 7-2-0. I was quite happy with him to finish so strong as he did. In terms of goalkeepers, now I've sold. You may have. I don't know if you've seen that. I sold. Oh, I was going to say, how did I sell him in April? But he went to Brazil. Joel Barron. And the reason I've done that, I'll explain why I've done that, is because I've got that Spanish goalkeeper who I think is a real prosperous... do you know what I spotted? Do you know what I've just spotted? I'm talking about this Spanish goalkeeper looks good, don't he? But what has he not got, which every fucking goalkeeper should have? He's not got reflexes. Oh my fucking days. Well, I'm going to fuck him off. Sanchez, he's my main goalkeeper, and he's getting a good value now as well. And I've also got that goalkeeper there, who is going to be my number 2 now. I'm not keeping Hernandez at all. There's no way I'm keeping a goalkeeper with reflexes of 5. I can't believe I made that fuck up. That's twice I've done that. That is a serious fuck up I've made. In terms of my squad, who's going to start? Do I really need much? Duro, who is the Zeko regen, another fabulous season. Carlia, look at him. His first full season, and he had a good season considering he was limited with starting matches. The Messi regen, he's 30 now. I've still got him for 3 more years, yeah. Look how relentless he is. Always performing. 21 assists last season. His best season for assists. He was playing in the number 10 slot the whole season, to be fair. Cacho was a player that I got off Ian a couple of years ago, and he's done really well, in fairness. 20 assists last season from him. Salvati has not done too bad. 13 assists in 29 starts, and very well. Shaheta, he's just turned 22. I'm considering sticking him back in the reserves. He's got a good contract, to be fair. He's got 8 years left. But I think it depends really if I sell Basic. Basic can cause me a few issues at times. Basic last season, 11 goals, 8 assists. On to centre mid. Now, Divaris has done extremely well for me since he joined. But he is 31 and he's going to be 32 in April. So the Xavi regen hopefully is ready to step it up. He's got no pace, which is a worry. He struggled last season. This really needs to be his breakthrough season, in all honesty. The other option is I stick him in the reserves. I'm not sure really if I should do that. For forward lines, Kappa. Now, Kappa is at forward, like Messi, or Correa, what you want to call him. He doesn't appear on as midfielder, so he's really a forward. So those two are real similar players, whereas Obra, who does appear as a midfielder, has been playing in midfield and has done really well. 25 goals, and he hasn't been up top at all last season. Nunes, another one. Look at him. He comes up as a midfielder, absolute relentless, but didn't get the sort of games he'd have wanted last season. Into DMC, well, we've hit DMC slightly. We've brought De La Cruz. This guy whose name escapes me, Pantaloni. I don't know, he did do well for me when he came in, and then of course Nunes has been my rock defensive midfielder. For me though, a defensive midfielder needs to be averaging out at least 7.8 to 8, so he only is just hanging in there. Let's have a look now then in defence then. Farina, we've spoke about Farina, very pacey defender. My Greek defender hasn't been playing And the reason he hasn't been playing, he only had 41, is because Herzog had a superb end to the season. I'm looking at his auto value now, and that is auto 750. Auto value. That's insane. And of course, he was partnering what I believe is Ramos Regen, pacey defender again, and 743, 49 games. We've got to really make a decision who's going to play. In terms of who's going to start, I do think maybe we need another central defender. More about that in a moment. Left back, we've got Toll. Toll has been absolutely brilliant for me last season. He hasn't done the assist machine like some fullbacks, because Erkan, who is my assist machine, who's unhappy, has been injured a lot. But you can see what I mean by assist machine. And then, of course, we've got for right back we've got Di Maio and Agel. Now, one of them was going to go to Ian for a defensive midfielder. That deal didn't materialise, and now it won't materialise because I've brought a defensive midfielder. But my main right back is none of them guys. It's actually, and I've missed that left back, haven't I? Sorry, I missed Sanchez. I knew I had a third left back, but I don't know. He's a backup, isn't he? And Bazon is my right back. He's got all the credentials for a right back, and he does assist. And that's that. Now, I said to you about defence, I needed another central defender. The Costa Rican guy is leaving, but we've got some really, really good defenders ready to groom up into the seniors, some of which are going to stay in the reserves. Vieira's a right back. Bazon could play in central defence, but he performs better, particularly because right back is quite strong. Vieira, as you can see, he's going to be 23. I mean, he is a rock right back, but he did have a couple of bad games. He had a couple of games, as you can see. Keshi, another decent left back, but he'll stay in the reserves. Rowley had a horrendous loan spell. 593 is absolutely disgusting. But this is a defender that may step it up. Deprado is 23. Will he make it? He's got some good attributes. Didn't have a great loan spell. I'm not too fussed about that. Into the rest of the reserves, Galergo. I mean, this is why I went out and brought another defensive midfielder, because I don't think Galergo's going to make it, if the truth be told. I brought a new player, which was this guy, Silva. Looks a fucking brilliant player, don't he? Looks absolutely brilliant. Very excited about him. He won't break in just yet, though. Antunes, well, this is another one, really. I don't think he's going to make it. I mean, he might. I don't really like to keep anybody at the age of 23 going into the seniors, staying in reserve, sorry. So, I'm not sure, really. I mean, he did have a good loan spell. He's had 2 good loan spells in the last couple of years. Maybe I've been a bit cuntish on him, but who knows. Gerster, now that is Ozil Regen. Now, I gave him a new deal a couple of years ago. I know he's not going to sign a new deal. I think, 15 assists to Wickham on loan. Very, very impressed with that. He's going to be coming up. He will definitely be coming up. So, with him coming up, I've got to really take into account. About maybe Antunes might not. It's a tough one. Did I miss out Escobar? I did miss him out. Another solid left back in the reserves. Ready? I missed out Nunes. Look at him. Don't he look a fucking good defender? But I'm not going to bring him up just yet. Whatever. So very, very happy. Up to the forward line now then. I don't think I've missed anybody out. Dragovic looks very, very good indeed. Very happy when I got him. But I've got no intentions to bring him up just yet. Had a very good loan spell. 10 goals. Very pleased with that indeed. Perez, which is, I believe, Suarez Regen. He did have a couple of games for me last season. As you can see. But he will be staying in the reserves. And finally, Sands, well, you'd feel that he needs to come into the seniors, but as a striker, he's going to really, really struggle. It's definitely my strongest position by far. So that's where we're at then. In terms of the international side of things, let's have a quick check if we can. Trying to remember who's who. Ian's Italy, and Italy are currently right. Okay, so it looks like they are. So they're not in the World Cup qualifiers, which would tell me that they've qualified for it automatically. Let's just have a look. Yeah, they won it. Whether they're hosting the next World Cup, I don't know, but they did win it, so he'll be in the World Cup. So he's just having to make do with friendlies. And for Pep is Germany, still Germany, and he's in a World Cup qualifying campaign. And, well, I would say he's doing really well, but he is doing well. But Sweden are going to take him all the way as we head into the last 3 games of that. A very quick, interesting thing whilst I'm at Sweden. Remember this guy, Zlatan Regen, Ian Saltwell. He didn't sell him. He got rid of him on a Bosman. And to be fair to Ian, even in his last year, look how well he did. But this is a bizarre thing. Actually, no, this is even more bizarre now. No, look. So he signed for Ian on a 3-week contract, and as you can see there, look, his contract expires on the 24th of the 6th. So subsequently, we are all tracking him in the hope that he's going to retire, and we can identify his regen. That is it. That is where we are at then with our 3-man game. If you want to know anything about it, do let me know. If you want any videos done on CM, do let me know. So until next time, guys, take it easy from me.